impressive story of the weekend has been Jim Policina, now a fully outright contender in this category week in, week out. But 10 minutes ago, he was driving his Super 3 car in qualifying. He may be the most experienced on these track conditions. It's a different car, yes, but he will understand the track better than anybody as they roll down to the start.
And he was fast yesterday in qualifying. That's him on the second row in the Mocom Tirana. Johnson and Randall on the front row. The green flag flies. The rumble of the Touring Car Masters comes to life on a Saturday morning here at Phillip Island. We head down to turn number 1 for the first of 10 laps, and Tom Randall tiptoes his way around the outside to take the lead for now.
Even though it's a rolling start, Matt, these cars have got 700 horsepower. They'll spin their rear tyres on a wet surface like that. They'll do it in the dry as well. So Randall was on the dry line. He was second on the grid. He was actually on the correct side of the road for the rolling start. So a slightly better jump for the Sky Sands Mustang. Edged him in front of Stephen Johnson. By the time they got, wow, Hackwood off in a big way. Turn 3, they're all off. Scattering off into the gravel trap. But the Pontiac Firebirds made big contact with the fence on the inside there at turn 3.
Tony Karafalowski returning to the track like several other cars. We caught that out the left of Jeremy Gray's number 67 Capri, and that is enormous damage to number 24 after such a strong showing at Adelaide. Here's the replay. So Harris on the right-hand side, and the EFS Camaro, there's contact at high speed, and the Camaro sent spinning and bang into the tyre wall. Helicopters its way back onto the Bass Straight.
Huge impact. All 4 corners. Hopefully the safety devices have done their job there. These cars are built to an incredibly high standard. They might be old cars, but they've got all the modern safety accoutrements that they need. The field behind them scattered either side. Jump on board with Jeremy Gray and the Capri. So Roll Harris is up the inside, and Hackwood just slightly slid across to the left. It wasn't even half a car width, Matt. Just a slight move over, only to find the EFS Camaro there. Cameron Mason just threading the eye of the needle and dodging through in the number 3 Mustang.
Oh, Burnett down the inside as well.
Yeah, a lot of lucky people in that who would have just take evasive action, dive across to the right and get out of the way. Bruce Williams was in the thick of that in the AC Delco Tirana. Cameron Tilley as well, had it all locked up. And there's Rob jumping out of the World Pro Racing car. This little team from Queensland have made massive inroads with this car, and it's now a regular top 6 contender. And he'll go to the medical centre. The doctors will check him out, which is procedure for any impact or any off, indeed, you have in any session at a race meeting of this standard. You'll go to the medical centre and be cleared first. And that's the team watching from pit lane. It's a great family. They put their heart and soul into that car. Bought it from Ian Palmer. It was not as well developed as it is now. I think it's safe to say they put an enormous amount of effort in it. It's a good race car. And Rob, who's got an open wheel background, has been driving it extremely well. So they'll, in lengthy recovery there, it's made very big impact with the fence and then the tyre bundle, so they'll need to check the integrity of those. They're just trying to get under the bonnet there to perhaps see if there's any fire. So here's a look at the start. This is what we were talking about with Tom Randall being on the dry line there. So rolling start, but putting 700 horsepower to the ground is not easy in any occasion. And just a slight advantage for the Sky Sands car.
And with Gray, he just seems lifting off the throttle.
The wheel spin. The car was sliding around in a straight line.
Australia's longest gear shift we remarked on yesterday in the new Capri. Karafalowski around the outside as everybody just tiptoed their way around through Doohan Corner. But in a few seconds' time, we'll see what happened and why the reason the Vodafone Mustang safety car is out. Watch ahead here, the green Camaro on the left-hand side of Harris.
Oh, it was the slightest move across. Harris was just looking down the inside at turn 3 to go side by side and maybe have a run under brakes. This is another look. Ryan Hansford in front. There's the move. There's the contact. So from looking at that view and looking from inside from Jeremy Gray's car, there was no movement from Roel Harris. He was holding his line, but it was just that slight move across to the left from the World Pro Racing Pontiac Firebird that made that contact. As I said, it was a matter of inches there, and that was it. And they've gone red with all that damage down there. And that's the hardest moment for the team, watching the replays of that accident from pit lane. And poor old Rob, who qualified so brilliantly yesterday, now has big damage and a date with the medical centre to make sure he's okay. So the race has been suspended and the damage is severe down on the run to turn 3. And we understand that there'll be a fence repair required as well. It's Armco barring on the inside there. It's ironic, we saw that Cam McConville moment in a flashback a couple of years ago in the Brad Jones racing car. That fence was put there to stop cars coming across from turn 1 to join into the field at turn 3. But it's also a big deterrent to going off on the inside there. And 3 rows of tyre bundles, they've all been dislodged. They need to be put back into place before they can make the racetrack safe again to go racing. Then to make sure the tyre barrier has the integrity, and big damage to Bruce Williams' AC Delco car as well.
So that's a separate incident by the look of it. Car number 5 working his way around behind the back, heading back to the pits. Red flag is out here. Just 1 lap in. So the Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters walking back to pit lane with Andy Jones.
Justin, shame to see you guys out this way. You spoke to Rob. Was he okay in the cup?
Yeah, look, I got comms pretty quickly as it happened. Obviously, first concerner, you're right, mate, and yeah, he's fine. He got out himself, which was always a good sign. He had no pain right there and then, so that's good. Safety is what we care about. So.
Absolutely, that's the key thing at the moment. I just saw you watching that replay there. Did Rob say anything to you? I mean, it looked like he got turned around.
He was disappointed. I heard a little bit of ruckus on the radio, but look, at the end of the day, it's up to the scrutineers and the officials what happens now. But yeah, look, that's racing.
Thanks, Rob. Hopefully you get it fixed up, bud.
Thanks, mate.
Matt, it's a hard one, isn't it, when you're in that scenario and you're fighting for track position on the opening lap of the race. I think the shot from Jeremy Gray's car, that onboard shot from behind, directly behind the incident, showed it correctly. So watch the white car just slightly move across. Race control will have a look at that, of course. And they'll have a look at Royal Harris and his onboard camera as well, just to see what he was doing with his steering.
Off the best ever qualifying result yesterday. 5th place coming into this one. The hard-working team, like you remarked, rewarded with those 3 top 10s. There's a legend wandering the pits today. The great Alan Moffat walking around